Ladies and gentlemen, we need to be focusing on and paying attention to the warning signs that are happening not just here at home in America, United States, but all around the world to understand how some of these consequences could affect us and our finances and future financial ability. Says here, Lloyd's pension plan sold billions of assets during Gilt's crisis. Now, it says that Lloyd's banking group's pension scheme sold billions of pounds of assets to meet collateral calls during September's market crisis, one of the biggest known sell offs by a corporate plan. Details of the scale of asset disposals were revealed in a submission made to the Work and Pensions Select Committee by the partner of the heads of Lloyd's £52 billion retirement scheme. In evidence to MPs, Henry Tapper, found of Age Wage, which provides pension market analysis, said he lived with the chief executive of a large defined benefit plan, which needed to liquidate a large portion of its equity holdings and seek a line of credit from its sponsor during the market rout. Much of the money posted as collateral won't be seen again. The assets of the scheme are depleted, and much money has been spent in the liquidation process. And this is according to Tapper. I understand the scale of the collateral call ran into billions of pounds. Tapper's partner, Stella Eastwood, is head of pensions at Lloyd's, whose three defined benefit plans have around 47,000 members and rank among the UK's largest corporate retirement plans. The Lloyds Pension Group was one of thousands caught in the pensions crisis triggered by a huge sell off in bonds following the trust government's now discredited September 23 mini budget. Pension plans were forced to sell assets such as gifts and equities to meet the urgent collateral calls from asset managers as bond prices plunged before the Bank of England stepped in. Lloyds previously declined requests by the Financial Times to disclose details of asset sales made at the time to meet collateral calls on its pension funds liability-driven investment contracts. The bank declined to comment on the Tapper submission, but did not dispute the billions figure quoted in his written evidence. However, in its recent trading update, Lloyd said the volatility had no material input on the funding position of the pension schemes. Tapper has retracted his statement that the pension scheme sought a credit line from the bank during the crisis. One person close to Lloyd's confirmed the bank had not provided credit to the scheme. Details of the Lloyd's case came to light as experts and policymakers debated the impact of the crisis on pension plans, many of which were forced to sell assets at deep discounts to meet collateral calls on LDI strategies. Goldman Sachs was among a group of investors seeking to buy cut price private assets from UK pension funds as they rushed to raise cash. In spite of the crisis, many defined benefit plans are in a better funding position thanks to the impact of rising interest rates reducing their liabilities faster than falls in their assets. And Tapper told the Financial Times he made his submission to highlight the impact of the gilt crisis on smaller pension plans that used LDI strategies but did not have the resources of bigger groups, such as Lloyd's, to withstand market shocks or meet margin calls very quickly. He declined to comment further on how he obtained the information in his written submission, and Eastwood was contacted for comment. Now, this is going to bring us into the next topic of discussion, being pensions, and folks unfortunately not being prepared for the struggles and trials and tribulations associated with trying to get your money, trying to get the money that is owed to you for the basic necessities and simplicities of surviving and living life and paying bills and just trying to get by. Boynton Beach woman fights for 15 months to get late husband's pension payments. It's unfortunate. Contact 5 helps 73-year-old woman get long overdue money. This is unbelievable, folks. But with that being said, I do want to point out that Chris Igo, living in South Florida with Chris Igo, he is a real estate agent, a realtor, a real estate professional, and a YouTube content creator who is actually also in the Boynton Beach area providing real world market update, analysis, and insider intel information about the real estate market, the housing market, mortgage rates, interest rates, the Fed, the potential housing market crash and collapse, and so much more. You guys may want to check this out. He's not giving you a bunch of that fluff and nonsense that everybody else is giving you. He's giving you the truth. He's giving you the real information, especially if you're interested in looking to buy and or sell and invest in real estate in South Florida. Now, Rebecca Bolger's late husband served in the Army for 25 years. Rebecca is of Boynton Beach, Florida, and then worked as a civilian for the Army, helping relocate military families for almost 20 years. They lived off his pensions, and when she couldn't get her share of it after his death, she was slowly going through her life savings. A common occurrence that we're seeing here that we've been discussing and talking about on recent videos about how the current financial situation is depleting the savings accounts, particularly of those of the older generation who are relying on these savings and investments for retirement. It says here that she said, I'm short on groceries. I don't drive, so I take an Uber. I sometimes don't have enough money to take an Uber to go to the doctor. Bolger is 73 years old, ladies and gentlemen. Without pension money, she's risking her health. Now, it says that she said, I had to do without my blood pressure pills for a while, some other medication that I'm on, because I couldn't even get to the drugstore. Sad and unfortunate times. She told Contact 5 she should be getting pension payments through her late husband, Walter. And she even laughed at it and said, you'd get up in the morning and salute with him. And uh, she chuckled as she looked at photos of Walter from his years in the military. Walter Bolger later worked another 2 decades as a civilian with the Army. The civilian service pension was supposed to add about $1,200 a month to her retirement income, which I'm sure she was really, really banking on and counting on. And it says here that Rebecca said, I can't get that pension. I haven't been able to. After filling out forms for 15 months, she was running out of money. And we see a picture of Walter here, and it says Walter Bolger served in the Army for 25 years and then worked as a civilian for the Army, helping relocate military families for almost 20 years. The civil service pension was supposed to add about $1,200 a month to Rebecca Bolger's retirement income, but she was struggling to get the money. She was dreading what would happen to the engagement ring from her beloved Walter. She said, if I don't get my money soon, I'm going to have to sell it, which is going to be a sad day for me. And she said, it's the only thing I have worth value now, which is unbelievable, folks. This is a sad state of affairs, and unfortunate that folks are in their later years in life and have nothing to show for it. And in a situation like this, are not receiving the pension funds owed to them and are being forced to sell quite possibly one of her most prized, or her most important possessions from her husband, her late husband, that engagement ring, which we know that if that is the case and she sells it, well, then what else does she have left after that? Contact 5 sent emails to the U.S. Office of Personal Management, which administers her pension. And when Contact 5 called the agency for comment, the call was greeted with a recording asking for an email instead. Contact 5 sent 4 emails and received no response. Contact 5 also called U.S. Representative Lois Frankel's office, where staffers intervened on her behalf. Bolger contacted Contact 5 less than a week later, and she told WPTV that, yeah, I'm happy today. A worker from the Office of Personal Management told her she will be getting more than $18,000 in back pension plus her monthly checks. And they asked the question, what about the engagement ring? Well, unfortunately, she says here, I'm going to have to sell it. And it's a nice one too, thank goodness, meaning that she'll probably get some good money for it. Contact 5 also received the following statement from Frankel, and it says here is that it is important that our military service members and their spouses get the benefits they have earned. That is why constituent outreach is a critical part of the work my office does to serve the Palm Beach County community. If you ever need help contacting a federal agency or getting access to your benefits, please don't hesitate to call my office at 561 998 9045 or visit my website at frankel.house.gov. Well, not the best ending to the story and having to sell her engagement ring, but fortunately, she was able to receive some assistance and help get her back pension pay and get on track with future pension payments. And it looks like the U.S. Representative Frankel was of a huge help to her. You guys, you know, these pensions are very important, these retirement plans, and having savings and income in your later years is really, really vital. And more so having the ability to produce income and not necessarily rely on depleting savings. I hope this story kind of inspires folks out there to start working towards building up a strong retirement plan. And with that, um, n- taking this information and using it to their benefit in case they are in a similar situation, on seeing ways that they can reach out to their representatives to perhaps maybe streamline and speed up and expedite the process so that you can get your pension funds that are owed to you. I will continue to bring you guys more updates in the future. You guys take care, be safe. I'll see you on the next one.